Oh, my hands are freezing. Good morning. It is still barely morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is time to get real. Are you ready? How are we doing? It's for a lot of us, it's probably only day two of our weight loss journey or New Year's resolutions because Monday was yesterday and it's the first full week of the new year. And I mean, what was New Year's Day Friday? We can't be expected to start our New Year's resolutions on a Friday. So a lot of us, it's only day two. And that's how it was for me 26 years ago when I started Weight Watchers. I had this goal of losing weight. And I had the goal. I didn't really have a specific number in mind of what I wanted to be. My goal was pretty general. It was to lose weight. But I do remember the emotion and the reason behind wanting to reach that goal or setting that goal for myself. And I think tomorrow, within the next couple days, I am going to share with you my whole story of weight loss. And it's going to be a pretty long video. So get some water and some carrot sticks and settle in because that will be a pretty long one. But today, just like a little snippet or just a little teaser about what that was today we're talking about goal versus reason. And the goal I had when I first started Weight Watchers on January 3rd of 1995 was to lose weight. The reason I wanted to lose weight was because the emotion of being fat, overweight, so fat, you guys. I was 203 pounds and 5'2", was I was so depressed and ashamed of myself. And I remember sitting there on my bed in my room. I still lived at home with my parents. And I had this reason. I was outgrowing my fat clothes. So you guys all know that you have fat clothes and skinny clothes. Everybody knows that. And my fat clothes were a size 22 petite. Who knew they made that? Size 22 petite jeans. I'll show you my jeans when I tell my story, my old jeans, and a 2XL shirt. And I was outgrowing those, and I could not stomach the emotion of having to go into a store and buy bigger clothes. So my goal was to lose weight. My reason was because I did not want to go and buy bigger clothes. And when you're a big girl, and that was a long time ago, there was not a lot of choices out there for, big, cute clothes. So my reason was lose weight, or I'm sorry, my goal was to lose weight. My reason was because I couldn't stand having to go in and buy bigger clothes. And so reason versus emotion. Emotion moves us to a reason, okay? And a reason moves us to a decision. And a real decision is backed by immediate action. And action moves us towards our goals. So goals don't make goals happen. Does that make sense? You have the goal of weight loss, but weight loss doesn't make weight loss happen. So your goal is not going to get it done. Having the goal is great, but your goal is not going to be the reason you persist. So yesterday we talked about persistence. Having the goal is good, but your goal is not going to be the reason you persist or are consistent or keep moving forward in the face of struggles and setbacks, which you are sure to experience, okay? So maybe your goal is to lose 50 pounds. All right, so think about it. Maybe you have a child, a daughter or son getting married next summer. I don't know. I'm just making this up. And you are not in the best of health. You're not in the best of health, and your doctor has told you, gosh, if you don't lose weight, you could die. You have high blood pressure, obesity, you've got, every kind of autoimmune disease, you could have kidney failure, you could have whatever. You get cancer, and it all stems from obesity, which is stemming from you making the wrong choices for your health, what you're putting into your body, and what you're using your body for. So you're thinking, oh my God, I want to be at my daughter's wedding. I want to be at my daughter's wedding. And you say, okay, I guess I really need to lose this 50 pounds. It's either that or maybe die and not be there for her, not be able to witness that beautiful event. And so your goal is to lose 50 pounds, but the reason is you want to be at your daughter's wedding. So you need to know your reason. We have talked about this before. You need to know your reason. Maybe you have this goal of earning, $75,000 this year and saving $12,000. I don't know, just throwing numbers out there. So that's your goal. But what's your reason for wanting to do that? Is it just to have money? Doubtful that that's your reason. That might be your goal. Your goal is maybe financial independence and the freedom to travel. Maybe that's why you want the money. Maybe your goal is so that you can support yourself and put your kids through college. Maybe your goal is to have that financial freedom so that you can offer charity to people in need. What are your goals? And what are your reasons for wanting to achieve those goals? Okay, so you need to remind yourself of those things every day. First of all, you need to know your reason for your goal, and then you need to remind yourself of that every day. And I think that this is a great time in order to focus on that. So it says here, I said a minute ago, a real decision is proved by immediate action. So if you are thinking, I want to lose weight, and you don't do anything to move towards that, then that's not a real decision. That's just you wishing, okay? I wrote in my journal today, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, riches do not respond to wishes. Riches do not respond to wishes. And I read that in Think and Grow Rich. And so I wanted to remember that because you can wish it, want it, hope it, whatever. Getting what you want, the richness of reaching your goal is not going to come from wishing for it. You have to take immediate action. So a real decision is proved by immediate action. So what are you doing? How much time are you spending? If your goal is weight loss and your reason is, to be at your daughter's wedding or whatever that is, what are you doing? What are you doing in order to get that? What action, what immediate action are you taking? And are you backing it with persistence? So I wanted to show you some immediate actions I've been taking because one of the things you have to do is to remind yourself of your reason daily. You can't just have the reason, think about it, and then forget about it because you're going to need to recall that reason every time somebody asks you if you want to go, if you want dessert or if you want to, when you feel like going to bed instead of going to work out. You're going to have to recall on that reason every single time. And so I highly recommend having some kind of journal or tracker to write it down. And so when I started Weight Watchers, truly my only journal or tracker was my food tracker. That's all I did was wrote down what I was eating. That was it, what I was eating. And that worked for me for a while. I am going to encourage you to be more inclusive than that with your journaling and tracking, and to write down what your reason is for, write your goal down and what your reason is for wanting to reach that goal. And I have so many different methods of keeping track, of keeping me on track. So a tracker, think about it. For me, it's keeping me on track and creating a history so that I have proof that I am doing what I need to do. I can't tell you the amount of people that would come into my Weight Watcher meetings and they wouldn't lose weight, they'd gain weight, and they'd say, well, I did everything right. And I would say, well, where's your checker? And essentially I was saying, prove it to me. Show me your proof. Show me your proof that you were on track. 9 times out of 10, they had no proof that they were doing what they needed to do. And so I am going to tell you, demand that of yourself. Take that immediate action. of creating proof for yourself through writing things down and tracking it and keeping yourself accountable through that. So I have so many different methods of tracking, you guys. I don't do a food tracker anymore necessarily because my sole focus isn't anymore what I'm eating. My reason is more to feel good about myself, not necessarily punish myself by restricting my food intake. So I instead have I've stopped writing down what I eat, but one of my goals is to only eat like one sweet a day or have one glass of wine a day, as opposed to, just eat cookies whenever I want and drink all day long. And so I'll write stuff like that down instead. So kind of let me walk you through all of my different forms of tracking and keeping myself accountable. And one of them, okay, is every morning, okay, I do the real life success habits, the silence, affirmations, visualization, reading, writing, listening, connecting, positive self-talk, exercise, and water. And I prove to myself when I'm done, I track it. I have all of these trackers, okay, and when I'm having a bad day, like on the 25th and 26th of December, I didn't do any of my real life success habits. Um, and I say, oh my gosh, I'm such a loser. I never do anything right. Well, I can counteract that by saying, well, geez, Dawn, I can look back and say, well, you've been doing this since October 5th of 2020, and you've pretty much done 90% of the days. Don't lie to yourself. You do things right all the time. Stop getting down on yourself. Work yourself out of this. This is just a moment. Work through it. And so I track daily that I'm doing my success habits. I like to say positive things to myself, positive self-talk. Every day I write down on the back of my tracker what my positive self-talk was, so that when I'm feeling bad or when I'm feeling defeated or when I'm feeling like I can't move on or if I'm feeling like I want to quit, I can read these positive self-talk and change my thinking. Okay, so that's one of the tracking systems I use. I do love to work out. I love it, love it, love it. So I have a workout tracker and I track what I did, how much weight I used, how many reps I did, so that I can make progress and build on that every day. So that I look at this and say, my goal is to work out, okay, which is great, but why do I have that goal? I have that goal because I want to get back into the best shape of my life when I felt the best about myself. And this helps me to do that and uh, keep focused on that. I have a regular old calendar. Okay, I don't use Google Calendar. I should get into the 21st century and use Google Calendar, but I write down what I'm doing, and so that I can look back and say, okay, what did I do? What did I do to work towards, whatever my goals were, and what was I doing on this day? And if I have a blank day, I'm thinking, geez, I did nothing that day. I did nothing to work me or move me towards my goals. And why didn't I do that? So I just use a regular calendar to write down what I do on a daily basis because I want that information. I have my 5-minute journal, what I'm grateful for. Okay. I love writing down what I'm grateful for and focusing on that, focusing what I do have as opposed to what I don't have. So I write in that. Okay. But this is my big one right now, and I love, love, love this. I have this habit tracker. All right. And this is a great little tracker that I got from my daughter's boyfriend, Nolan. And in it, it has your vision for the year. What do you want your year to look like? Habits that you want to break, habits that you want to make. Why do you want to make or break these habits? Keywords for your ideal year. Because I want to use this year for something. I want to use this year for something good. Don't you? Don't you want this to be the year that you finally focus on your reasons and actually reach your goals, as opposed to next January 1st having to make the same stupid resolutions over and over and over? Well, in order to do that, you're going to have to change something. You're going to have to do something different. And I'm going to guarantee you the first thing you're going to need to do is figure out your reason. for your goal and write it down and read it every single day. I've only been doing this for about a week now, the writing down the reason for the year and reading it every single day. And I can't tell you how it has focused my mind down the path of achievement as opposed to down the path of regret. So things that I wrote, keywords for my ideal year. Everybody uses a word or has a word for the year or whatever. Mine's authenticity. And why do I want to be authentic? Well, I want to be authentic because I think it's going to bring me love and fulfillment, financial independence, fitness, and self-acceptance. And so I write those things down and I read them daily. I keep track of exactly, I break down my reasons for my goals into action steps. It has a place for that. This is like a cheat sheet for success. And I just follow along and I look through this every single day, and it keeps me on track. That is what a tracker is. It keeps you on track to your goal, which is fueled by your reason. So you have to ask yourself, what action are you taking? What are you actually doing? What are you actually investing? How much time are you actually spending on trying to get what it is that you want? And if you say, well, I thought about it on January 1st and I really want it, not enough. That is not enough. Okay. So your action step today is very simple. Is I want you to figure out the reason why you want to achieve your goal. And again, that's most likely weight loss. So why do you want to lose weight? Why do you want to lose weight? Write it down. Okay. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about my personal journey through weight loss and the struggles, the ups and downs. That's a pretty exhausting story to tell, so maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, we'll see. It'll be within the next couple days. I have to be emotionally prepared for that one, but I hope you have a great day. Figure out your reasons why, and I'll see you soon. Peace.